Oh, sure. Okay. Okay. Hi. Good evening, everyone. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. So very few students have been joined. Please tell everyone to join fast because we are expecting the Pro Vice Chancellor also going to join with us. So I want that before that the students please join. Dolby, please connect with the first year students to join fast and Rohit sir. Okay, Rohit sir, no. Robin and Sahil. Sahil have not joined till. Okay. Robin, please circulate to the fifth semester and the third semester to join fast.
Okay, ma'am.
I have disabled the mic and the cameras for the attendees.
Attendees. Fine, sir.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
Fine. No problem. If attendees, if you are having any query related to that, so please put it into your WhatsApp group of the college. The presenters will speak from that. Okay, so you don't get worried. We will be together for long, and you can ask your queries through your presenters. Don't worry about that. That will be represented by them only.
So our speaker, Mr. Stephen Simon, has joined.
Okay. Mr. Rohit, the students are keep increasing. We because I think okay, we'll be waiting another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Uh, R- Rohit sir, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Rohit sir, PVC Dr. Pradeep is also expected to join. If you'll find the name with guys, you also please be careful when Dr. Pradeep will be joining. Please make us sure that we should all aware about it. Okay, and make sure as a presenter also.
Yeah, sure.
Even guys, please tell everyone to join fast. As hi Stephen, good evening.
Hi,
Steve,
Dr. Pallavi. Thanks for the invitation. How are you doing today?
yeah, we are doing
Yeah,
great. As
welcome, Simon.
Thanks, Atul. Thanks.
So you are going to motivate our future champs today.
I'll just try. I'll
Yeah,
just
I'm
try.
expecting. I'm expecting because really they wanted to join you, and we already got to know about your achievements from Mr. Gupta. So the students, I just wanted to tell you, Stephen, the students are from the first year, this from third year and second year.
Mhm,
So they're actually really wanted to get into the AI.
mhm.
And when we told them that we are going to have an evening of AI, so their expectations are increasing.
Okay.
Said what exactly? Because the first year students who are
You're
recently
making me
passed,
nervous.
yeah, we have to actually because the government is also working on hard on it. So
Mm.
that's why. Okay, just give me a moment because I'm expecting more students to join. Then we can start. I know that you're very busy, but I'm really
Not a problem.
sorry because
Yeah,
uh,
more than 50 students already joined, ma'am. It's good.
okay, it's okay. So can we start? Uh, it's okay. Okay, Sarthak, you can start now. Over to
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very good evening to one and all present here. Very good evening, sir. Very good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Sarthak. Good evening, Sarthak. You just
Yes, ma'am.
continue. Huh.
Yeah. So the title of the session today is The Future of AI. So this reminds me of a quote that is a year spent in artificial intelligence is enough to make one believe in God. So here I start the session description. So innovation hinges on our ability to see the world differently. In this segment, join me to learn how Microsoft approaches innovation, experience some of the projects pushing the limits of science and engineering, and learn how these innovations will empower you to transform your business or even the world around us. I would like to thanks to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sir, Dean FET MRIAS, and Dr. Tapas Sir, that is HOD CSE Department MRIARS, and the coordinator for the event, Dr. Pallavi Goel Ma'am, for this extensive webinar on AI. Now, I would like to introduce you all with our today's speaker, Mr. Stephen Simon, the Regional Community Director at C Sharp Corner, organizer of Cloud Summit, that is world largest cloud event focused on Azure, two times national finalist for Microsoft Imagine Cup, works very closely with different teams within Microsoft Seattle. Now, I would like to, yeah, Mr. Stephen, sir,
Over to
All
you,
right.
Stephen.
Yeah, I
over to
hope you
you, sir.
can see me. Thanks so much for the invitation. That was a great introduction, Sarthak, and thanks, Dr. Pallavi. I see many people joining, and I almost see there are about 50 plus. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. I am really excited. It's evening at my place. Also, I'm joining from very nearby Delhi capital, actually. And yeah, next 25 minutes is going to be really exciting. Just Dr. Pallavi told that the students from first year, second year, and third year. So I'm gonna try to yeah, share what I have, and maybe I can go ahead and start sharing my screen, right? Okay. All right. Perfect. Can you see my screen? Yeah, I believe you all can. Okay. So hi everyone. Once again, my name is Stephen Simon. I don't have any intro slides. You won't even find slides that have my name, or you won't even find slides that have my designation. So that's it. So today we're going to talk about next 25 minutes about AI. Now, before I actually go ahead and talk about AI, machine learning, custom vision, computer vision, I want you all to go back. Go back to the good old days. Remember, remember, back, I'm talking about somewhere back in 2012 or 13, we used to go to these cyber cafes, right? We didn't have internet at our homes. We used to go to cyber cafes, use internet over there, and internet just won't work. The internet would be very slow, and we had to pay around 10 rupees or 15 rupees to use that internet. Now that time we didn't have smartphones at our home, not even there was no Wi-Fi. I remember I had a Facebook account, and that Facebook then and now looks very different. And today, if you keep yourself updated, Facebook has not only changed their name, they have moved to a different ecosystem that is called Meta. It's more inclined towards metaverse. I definitely encourage you to go ahead and see what Facebook has recently made the changes. They're moving more towards AR, VR, and 3D characters online. So those are the days when we used to go to the internet, go to the cyber cafes, pay as less as 10 or 15 rupees and use internet for 30 minutes. Now, why am I sharing this? I don't know. I'll come back to it, right? But I have one more slide for you. How many of you remember this? I don't know. I don't think so. There's an option for chat. I don't think so. One can have a chat in this Teams call. But how many of you actually remember this? This goes back to my childhood of 9 and 3/4 of the station. This is actually from a scene of Harry Potter. This entire movie series is very close to me. Whenever I get time, I always go back and rewatch it again. If you want, I would highly encourage you. If some of you have not seen it, please go ahead and watch it. It is wizards and magic and all. But once again, why in this world am I sharing this? I'm coming to that. Let's move to the next slide. Next month, that is in just about a couple of days, Harry Potter is going to complete 20 years. Can you even imagine it? 20 years of Harry Potter will be completed. I still remember going and buying CDs and DVDs to watch these movies. But now, if you see, you have this Netflix, you have a great internet bandwidth. So definitely not just the apps or smartphones, the IT infrastructure has evolved a lot. I couldn't believe when someone would have told me 10 years back that you can watch a 5 hours or 6 hour video streaming on internet. Also, if you, I believe everyone here in India follows cricket. We recently had a match with India and Pakistan. Unfortunately, the results didn't go in favor for us, but never mind. If you would have seen that match was being broadcasted on Hotstar, and more than 1.2 crores people were watching. And my LinkedIn was filled up where everyone was saying that Hotstar has done an amazing work, that even with 1.2 crore people watching the India and Pakistan match, the website won't hang, the website won't stop working. But whereas I believe whenever there was university results in my college, the website just would hang. But still, they're still right. So if you see, the infrastructure has evolved a lot. And the reason I've shared this small story with you is, um, are you feeling old? Did I just make you feel old? Did I just age you? Did you just feel that you have been on this earth for a really long time? Did you see a lot of the technology changes right from when you were in fifth and sixth standard to where we stand now? And go ahead and ask yourself, apart from using these technologies, have you made yourself very much updated on how to actually work with this technology? That is the question that I will leave up to you after the session ends. That technology is changing, but have you updated with this technology to keep yourself updated? Not just using it, but also going ahead and building products out of it. So if you see, When I talk about AI and machine learning, I won't say I'm an expert. I, it's a very big ecosystem of AI and machine learning. But if you see, and broadly talking about this Azure AI, and for those who do not know what is Azure, Azure is Microsoft Cloud Computing Platform. Just the way you have AWS for Amazon, you have Google Cloud by Google, then you have I believe Alibaba Cloud, and then even IBM Cloud. There are many cloud services out there. So Azure is by Microsoft. So if you see, the AI can be broadly classified into 5 services. Now I'm not saying into categories. I'm saying in 5 services because Azure is a product, cloud is a product, and the reason I'm emphasizing more on the cloud is because everything is happening on cloud now. Even if you want to build an app, you want to build a website, you want to do AI, you want to do analytics, everything is happening on cloud. So it would be great that if you start your journey in any ecosystem of the development and think of it from the cloud at the very first place. Now, the very first thing.
Stephen, one
Hmm?
second, 1 second. I'm just disturbing you.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Actually, I want you to welcome our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, sir, also joined to us. Uh, Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Palvi, and welcome to Dr. Steven. Sorry I interrupted. Please
No,
continue.
no, not a problem. Thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. I know it's evening time at your place. So yeah, let's get
Thank you,
back
sir.
and yeah. So what we're talking about is the Azure AI ecosystem. Broadly, it can be classified into 5 categories. The 5 services actually. The first one is machine learning. The second one is anomaly detection. The third one is computer vision. The fourth one is NLP, and the fifth one is conversational AI. Now, this may look okay, there are only 5 services to learn, but here's what I'm going to do now, right? I hope you guys can still see my screen. I'll Google Azure AI, okay? And I click on the very first link, or maybe not, not the first one. The first one was ads, but never mind. Let me just Google Azure, okay? And then I go to the website, okay? Under products, you see, there are many products out there. I click on view all 200 products. And the very first category that you see is the AI and machine learning. Now look at the different services that you have. I don't even know how many are there, but there are a lot of services and things are evolving very, very rapidly. And it is very challenging for me to go ahead and cover all this. So that is why what I've done is I've taken those 5 important services that one should understand. The first one is definitely machine learning. Now, machine learning is definitely the fundamental of AI, right? You use, if you want to move into machine learning, the 2 most famous programming language is Python and R. You first learn, if you're someone who's just getting started with machine learning, the very first thing is to actually go ahead and learn the programming language. The second one is to go ahead and learn some of the frameworks. Now, some of the framework means either you want to learn scikit-learn or you want to learn TensorFlow. I would probably say scikit-learn to get started, then probably move into TensorFlow. And once you know on how to actually go and work with algorithms, one step that many people miss, and I want to go ahead and really emphasize, is learn on how to do all the algorithm from very, very scratch. That is important to actually understand how this algorithms works. Then you whatever, then go ahead and build a small project and then put it on cloud. That's a bird eye view on how you would build a machine learning project. So machine learning projects, that now here's one thing, right? Whenever I say Python and R, there's always a confusion between whether I should to choose for Python or an R. Here's what the industry would see, that if you come from a developer's background, if you have been coding and all, then preferably you would prefer to use Python programming language, which is absolutely great. Whereas if you come from a database background, if you come from the analytics background, you're a business analyst, you are a data analyst, you work with charts and all, then you would incline more towards R, and both are great. I'm going to talk about analytics if I get time towards the end, because that domain is in demand a lot these days. Analytics are the one who act as a bridge between developers and the data scientists. So yeah, that was the machine learning, a very, very gentle idea. The next one is anomaly detection. Now here's what something, for instance, You work with a data sets. Now, data set is actually the you would say the basic input you would give with the very first step you start working with the machine learning. And your job is actually to identify some of the things which are not normal. For instance, let us take this scenario. A student is performing very well, then all of a sudden, in particular semester, he starts failing. So with anomaly detection, I can actually go ahead and figure out that, hey, this is something which is abnormal with the students. Now imagine I just said it about a school. What government of India and many people around the world they do is they look this for the societal cases. All of a sudden, student is working very fine, then boom, students commit suicide. So these are the things that government have already started using it to implement, to take the best out of it and making sure they use anomaly. It looks a very small topic, but it is of immense importance. The second one is the computer vision. Now here's what I'll go back again. Remember, if you used Facebook, and even if I believe you all use Facebook now, which is now Meta, uh, what happened sometime back that if a picture was uploaded back in 2013 and 14, Facebook would start telling me that, hey, are you tagged in this photo? Whereas I was never tagged, right? That's what Facebook would do. So what is happening now? That is actually your computer vision. You actually train your machine learning model to go ahead and understand the images and to give you a little idea. Images and all at the end of the day, they are zeros and one and they're filled with matrices. When you move into the field of machine learning, you'll work a lot with matrices and NumPy and SciPy and all that stuff. I'm not going there, right? I'm not going there because I just have about 12 or 13 minutes more left. So computer vision is something that you should definitely go ahead and explore. And these are the 5 domains that I've added just now. You can actually go ahead and build career in each one of them. You don't have to learn all of them, right? You have to learn just one of them, build a niche, and then start your career. The next one is natural language processing. Now, if you go ahead and have this Google Assistant or Alexa, the moment you say it, your Alexa or Google can understand. Now I can put NLP and conversation AI just into one. Okay, they can understand it. They can respond you. There are bots on the website. So we humans can understand every single word that we say, right? That's how our brain has been trained, but not the machine learning, right? So we have to actually go ahead and train it from the very scratch. I don't know. I think every time people would join, there's always a pop notification that keeps joining up. Okay, never mind. Okay, so that was an overview of AI. Okay, but again, as I said, there's a lot that needs to be covered. If you go to this AI and machine learning, there's so much of things. The anomaly detectors, their Azure bot services, their Azure open data sets, face API, Q&A maker, speech to text. So definitely go ahead and check this. I cannot drop it in the chats, but if you go to Azure, as I said, if you go to Azure, okay, and click the products, click on view all products, then from the left AI and machine, and if you just click on it, you'll find all these different services. Now these are very easy to use. This is what the enterprise would use it. You're a student, you're a first year student, so if you want to go ahead and learn Python, it's okay, it's totally fine. But as you progress, definitely start visiting these cloud platforms that will give you an idea on what are the tools that the enterprise is using. Okay, sooner you start, that's better. The other thing, and I want you all to stay towards the end because apart from this, in the last 5 minutes, I'm going to share some of the very important resources that has helped me to grow my career. So just definitely stick towards the end. The next one that we have is the low code and no code. Gone are the days when developers would go ahead and build applications from very scratch. What you see right now on your screen is a machine learning model, right? We are adding the data. We are doing feature engineering. That is, we're removing all the bad data. We're removing the column that doesn't have some values. We're removing the repeated data that we have. And all that is happening without writing even a single line of code. Now, that is where the world is moving, is to how we can go ahead and remove all that repetitive task a developer would do in a day-to-day work life. So it is very important that you also keep an eye on how you can go ahead and build low code and no code applications. Now, what you see on the screen right now is a GIF or GIF, what you want to say, from the Azure Machine Learning Studio or Designer. Azure Machine Learning is once again one of the products from the Azure AI ecosystem that allows you to go ahead and build end-to-end AI and machine learning applications. You can go ahead and build your machine learning models, train them, use the compute that is on the cloud, get some endpoint that is APIs, and then actually connect with any of your websites or the mobile apps that you have. It may be very overwhelming with all the informations and the technological words that I'm using for the first year students, but I want you to go ahead to and actually watch videos on YouTube, take some courses online to get an idea on how the things are working out. Okay, so definitely go ahead and check out the Azure Machine Learning Studio. And the other one that I have is the powerful alone. Okay, that's not the heading. The other thing that I want to talk about is the Power Platform. Now you see, the what you saw over here was actually a low code no code for machine learning, but the entire developer ecosystem has been changed drastically. If you want to go ahead and build an mobile apps, you need not write the code. If you want to go ahead and build a website, no need to write a code. If you want to go ahead and build an admin dashboard, you need not write a code. If you want to go ahead and do anything, you want to go ahead and build a bot, not a problem, don't write a code. If you want to automate a process, no problem, don't write a code. So you see, it is time when you go ahead and learn all these intelligence tools that's there in the market. It is very, very important that you keep yourself updated. For instance, right now what you see on the screen is Power BI. Now with Power BI, you can actually go ahead and build the dashboards. These dashboards are used very much in enterprise. You need not know any programming language. It's all drag and drop. In the same way, there are, if you want to build mobile applications, you have to use Power Apps. Then if you want to automate things, they're Power Automate. And if you want to build bots, they're Power Virtual Agents. And each of these services, each of these products have AI capabilities. If you want to train a machine learning model, you don't have to write a Python code. You don't have to write an R code. You just have to upload in images. These services will train on its own and you'll get a machine learning trade model. That is where things are moving. So you have to be very, very smart on what are the tools and technologies that are happening in the market. You may end up learning TensorFlow from very, very scratch. You may end up become a very a great developer, but once you graduate, you see that there are very less jobs in TensorFlow, whereas there are a lot more jobs in all these new tools and services that's there in the market. Okay, so that is important. Now before I go ahead and move to towards the second part, I okay, maybe what I can do is let me quickly change my screen. Okay, okay, maybe I'll move to the next one. Okay, the next thing that if you have reached this till this part of the event, I still see many people are joining in, right? So definitely they have missed the first part of the what I've covered. So here's what, if you have missed whatever I've said today until now, and it's 23 minutes, I have about 5 to 7 minutes. If you have missed, it's okay. I want you to forget whatever I've said. I really don't mind. I really don't mind. But the next 3 to 4 slides that I have for you, I want your full attention. I literally want your full attention on next 3 to 4 slides that I have. Forget, if you want to forget everything that I've said, forget it. Keep your phones aside, switch off your notifications. Next 5 minutes, I'm going to help you on how you can shape your student career. The slides that you see, boys and girls, on your screen is a program that's called Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Back in 2014, when I was in college, I was a part of this program. And to what I have achieved now in my career, I give a lot credits to this program. If you become a part of this program, you officially represent Microsoft in a college campus. How cool is that? Not just you represent, you actually get the free services like you get Azure, you get Windows, and a lot more stuff. You get to go ahead and build connections with people working at Microsoft, like cloud advocates, senior program managers. At the same time, you also get an opportunity to attend these free Microsoft events. Now it's virtual, but then things were in person. And I still remember back in 2014 when Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, visited India for the very, very first time after becoming CEO. It was 30th September 2014. I was there. I was invited to meet him. Not just one, I met him thrice. So It is all about this program, Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. I'm not sure if the applications are open at this stage. Most probably they should be. It is fall, so they accept the application. So go ahead and apply. It's not very tough, but this will definitely help you shape your career. The next one. I've been talking about Azure, right? But Azure is paid. To be honest, Azure is not free, it is paid. But you can actually go ahead and get a free Azure subscription. You get free popular services for around 12 months, and you get plus another 25 services that will be very, very beneficial for about 30 days. Plus, you get 200 USD dollars credit. That's what you get it. So everything that you go ahead, what you saw, that custom vision, computer vision, machine learning studio, the bot services, you can actually go ahead and practice that all using the free service. So just Google Azure free subscription. It will take you to the link, and it is really going to help you out. The next one is the Microsoft Learn. Now I know my sessions are inclined more towards Microsoft technology, that's my background. Okay, so if you want to go ahead, and if you have missed everything that I have said right in this session, if you have missed, even you have missed the slides that I've shared right now, so Microsoft Learn is a platform you definitely want to visit every single day. It's a platform where you'll find free courses, right? You'll get to know about certifications, you'll get to know about Microsoft latest live shows, you'll get to know about free events that are happening. So Microsoft Learn is a one-stop platform for every student and developers out there to do all these free courses. You can see, you can get to know about certifications, you get to watch all these live and recorded sessions, and many times you will find me on this platform doing live shows and conferences. I come almost like every week. I still remember September was like the entire month I was on this website, almost like 12 hours each day I was streaming. Uh, okay, the next thing that I have is I want you all to go ahead and look for certification. Even if you're in first year, believe me, I did 3 certifications when I was in first year. Things were very different then. I'm telling you, right? We didn't have all this internet connection. I would get very happy when the students would bunk the lectures, right? And then I would go to the lab and use internet. The system would take 10 minutes to switch on, and then I had to switch off the another 10 minutes, and I would get only like 15-20 minutes to use the computer. So you guys and girls are very lucky that you have internet connection. So here's what the if you the entire Azure certifications looks like. But this might be very, very overwhelming. So what you can actually do is I'll quickly uh, search Microsoft certifications, and click on the first link. And if you want to become, this is an AI session, right? So I'm going to click on, you see how to become an AI engineer. I'm going to click on it, and then it is going to tell me what are the certifications that I need. The first one is Azure Fundamental certification. Then the other one is Azure AI Engineer Associate. The first one is not mandatory, so you need not take it. And let's say suppose I click on Azure AI Engineer, it is going to tell me what are the skills that is going to be tested. And over here, right over here, you find all the learning tracks that you need to learn to pass the certification. How beautiful is that? And this entire course is free. Okay, this entire course is free. Okay, I just have about 2 minutes. There's also one very important thing that I want you all to know. Let me go to the certifications, browse the fundamental certifications. There's a very important certification that I want you all to definitely do. That is Microsoft Certified Azure AI Fundamentals. Okay, this is a certification that I want everyone you all to go ahead and do it. Okay, it's very, very easy, very easy, very fundamental. And you see, I'm gonna I'm gonna show you the price that you base on. It is 3696 plus taxes. Now that is the sad part, right? You don't want to pay it. I mean, this 3696 it still looks me expensive. I don't know, you are a student, so I'm gonna give you a trick. You can get this certification for free. Everyone in this call, you all can get this certification for free. And how does that happen is you have to go to Microsoft virtual training. Okay, I just Google it. Use any of your favorite search engine. Okay, 1 minute. Microsoft virtual training days. You click on this, the very first link that you get. Trigger. Oh my goodness, what happened? Hold on. The last thing you want is Microsoft website. Now, yeah, oh, there you go. So here are the virtual events. So you see, you have to find all the trainings that they're giving, and all these trainings are for free. And if I just scroll down, you see there's one virtual training that's happening that is on AI fundamentals. That's happening on 11/18/2021, 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is about, I would say, 11:30 p.m. Indian time. But you can actually go ahead and sort it according your time zone. Okay, there are many. You can actually find many other time zones. So what you need to do, you need to click. You find this AI fundamental training. You click on this register. Okay, this registration is entirely free, and when you complete this training, which is just for about, I would say, how long it says, it is about, let me check, 11 to 2, it is just about 3 hours. Okay, this training is just for about 3 hours, and once you complete this training, it's just that video they teach you. Once you complete the training, they will give you free exam vouchers. And here's a secret thing, right? You don't have to complete that training. You'll get the voucher just the moment you log in. That's the secret. Okay, so you can use the Microsoft Learn platform that I've
Stephen,
just showed over here.
don't tell them the shortcuts, please.
Yeah, so if you actually, you don't have to actually spend 3 hours just on learning it, right? If you actually go ahead and complete all these resources that you see over here, you're good enough to go ahead and complete that certifications. Okay, so I believe that's it. I only have about, oh, I've exceeded 1 minute. So I think that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. It was really amazing having you. 25 minutes. I hope you liked it. And yeah, thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you so much to make to assure to my students that how they at least can get the free trainings also, because in the 50 minutes of the lecture we sometimes skip certain part. And thanks a lot that you guided, but the shortcut which you shared that I don't like, being a teacher. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. Hope we will get another series with you soon.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
so
so much,
much.
Pallavi, and
Thank
thanks everyone for the organizing. Thanks everyone for joining in.
thank
Have a great evening. Ta-ra.
bye.
So it was a great session by Stephen. So I would like to welcome our next speaker, Mr. Shubham. So he's a data scientist, he's an international speaker, he's an author. He has written a very wide range of articles on C Sharp Corner. You guys can visit C Sharp Corner and have a look at his article. Over to you, Shubham.
Thank you so much for this opportunity for me to share my knowledge and also to leverage the kingdom of learning to the students. And I really appreciate the management of the university. I really do appreciate. So in this session, what I'm looking forward is not just about learning or not just about a one-way learn, right? I just looking forward for an engagement of the students. In the middle, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask some questions. It will be very beneficial or very good for me if an engagement can be done by the students. And the second thing that I can, obviously I'm going to do, because learning coding is more towards into practical of coding. So I'm going to show you not just about what is AI or what is etc., but I'm going to implement the same on practical coding itself in one of the applications in the real time right now. So I hope that the sessions can be beneficial for the students. And also, I would really appreciate if you do have any sorts of doubts, feel free to raise your hands and I would be gladly to over to that person and I'll be answering the very same questions at the same moment. So allow me to share my screen for a moment, please. Please give me a nod if my screen is visible to you all.
Yeah, your screen is visible to us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think that you have got the definition of what is artificial intelligence. It doesn't need to be revised. And Simon have delivered you a wonderful thing and conveying what AI is and what AI can do and make things. But for me, because the source here I have mentioned, it's how artificial intelligence is empowering technology, right? It's not just about learning AI, it's more towards how it is empowering technology, which in fact, you possibly are using it in your palm. So to be precise, the artificial intelligence may be defined as an ability to think, make decisions, and decide the best options available. Now I would love to introduce you the three things here, the main keywords: ability to think, make decisions, and decide the best options available. That means the options would be given an opportunity for AI to learn, and upon applying the options, it can make decisions. During the process of making the decision, it goes through a process of thinking. Now you can connect the words as an ability to think, make decisions, and decide the best options available. It adds to the function ability to identify, to recognize, to express emotions, and also convey messages and informations like human being. In short, AI is a machine's ability to add human functionality, thus complementing the best possible outcome of a situation. And that is so much you can convey to the real world scenario even today when you are using things. How? In the next few slides, I'd be coming to. For now, if you want to learn about artificial intelligence, you can hover to the artificial intelligence C# corner, and you might, love to have a glance over my articles. That would be really appreciate. If you do have any sorts of doubts like on those articles, feel free to comment in the section, and I would follow up with the possible answers at the next moment of time possible. Now, the thing is, we have learned about, or we have got to know so much of the opportunities that have been made by AI, what AI is, what AI thinks. Now it's really important time for to understand or to implement or to understand what is AI in actual way, or if not, how AI is building itself and what could be the better tomorrow that I think. So AI is integrated into almost each and every aspect of end user software experience. If you're I think that you're first year engineering students or any other, but you already have used softwares, be it in your web apps, be it in your Androids, iOS, etc. and etc. Now the thing that you love about your software, be it any software, be it from online using buying things or online food ordering, you love the experience of how you use the software. First, if you're, for an example, if you're searching for a food to buy an online, you need to search the name of the food or the name of the restaurant, and then you click over to the quantity, pay your price, and delivery. And that's the beauty of the software experience, right? And thus, it helps an AI to build something. Let's just see how. So you might have used online shopping or online food ordering, again to be saying. At the end of when you're buying, you might have a recommendation from the store itself that if you love to buy something. If you go for to buy shoes, it may get you an example or a recommendation system of a socks or something with that particular, if it's a sports shoes, sports t-shirt, etc. and etc. Now how they are doing things, it is the recommendation system. Recommendation system is very short in word, but trust me, the work behind recommendation system, it's actually magnificent. The question is, how do the people know what I'm trying to buy or what I love to buy? The first thing is gathering the data from the past customers. Data collection, using data analytics techniques to understand which things people are buying the most. Getting the best decision out of those data is what data science invests. And building a recommendation system out of those all the decisions includes machine learning. And when we cover all the things from data collection to data analytics, from data science to the machine learning, to be very honest, you're doing 80% or 75% of the work of the AI. So most of the thing you see online stores, which tends to suggest some products, enhances about user experience with the site of the online store. Sometimes when you browse your online content, be it any streaming service, if you have ever used any streaming service, etc., Netflix or Hotstar or an Amazon Prime, etc., with respect, you might notice that there, after watching certain movie types or categories, it suggests you some movies or shows which might be in your flavor, right? So yeah, these things are the user experience at its best, and services rely on recommendation system that enhances the ability. Second is best route service. You might be, used of the things such as Google Maps, or if you're going to a new place and you don't know the route, so you search on your Google Map and it shows you the path. Obviously, from point A to point B to reach, there are several other ways or roads, but suggests you the best route. How? It is actually the real-time thing that data analysis and data making decision gives on the much of an integral part of a subset of AI. Third, and the very beneficial thing is security service. Finding or recognizing a face is another subset of AI with the additional of an image recognition system. Here, I would love to convey a keyword here, image recognition system and other cognitive services. AI has so much of the applications. It is one of the image recognition system over here. Some services use a collaboration of hardware and software. How? Let's just see an example that if you use an image recognition system for a security service, until and unless you do have a camera, it's not going to work. And same wise, if you don't have the software, with camera you can't do nothing. And that's the beauty of hardware and software together. So the with algorithms and supported services works real-time scenarios. One of the best possible, possibly a great AI tool. In day-to-day activities, you must be using your email, right? Email categorization. Now, what is that? For the first time when I heard about a few months earlier, to be honest, a few years earlier, I was just like, what is email categorization? I'm not getting anything out of that name. Best answer is when you log into your account, you might be using the inbox. There is a spam, there is a junk, right? Folders. So how the software differentiates among those? Well, the contribution of a core AI is trained into their modularity engagement, and that contributes to them to understand approximately, not just 100% of the time, but approximately to understand what is a spam or junk and what could be beneficial for you as a promotion or a primary inbox of your system. And the very beneficial, recently it's been done by various banks recently. It's just like about, 1.5 years in the practical thing. If somebody wants a loan or credit card, the bank actually using the AI to understand not just about credit score, but how much to give that person the evaluation of the loans. And that is not just efficient, saves time, saves human energy, and also increases the efficiency of the system. And as a AI practitioner, you have to understand that whatever today you're using, whatever data you're giving to the companies or organization are being collected, it is actually making the system more and more proper in the way to be defined as artificial intelligence. If you ask somebody what is artificial intelligence, most of the people will just say, it's a way that makes a machine think like human. But what is that thing that makes a machine think like a human? It's data. It's totally the data. Put it in the algorithms, training, testing, and then comes the outcome. And that's the beauty of a data. And when there is a data, huge data, and there's the followed beauty of a big data. So now, it is one of the, since I told you that I'll be following a practical thing of a face recognition system. So where you must be known about face recognition system. It's a system or software that understands a face and recognizes it, right? So till here, I'm going to all over theory I've done. So if you do have any sorts of doubt, I'm going to stop my sharing over here. If you do have any sorts of doubts, feel free to ask me, because for the next moment from the starting, I'm going to show you to build a recognition system in a practical way in your machine. So yes, please, if you do have any sorts of doubts. Uh, yeah.
Hi, uh, hi Shubham, Dr. Pallavi here.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Uh, I think students are having certain questions. Sarthak,
Right.
you were having one question, or Suryansh, please ask, because students are studying AI, and we are trying to tell them how you can become a good AI engineer. So here you can have the students from the first year, second year, and the third year, who all are having this subject AI, because we are making to indulge them into the algorithms more, because as their semesters are increasing. So the first year just at the introductory part of the AI, and as Stephen explained about them, that how you become an AI, how you can go for it, it's pretty interesting. Suryansh, you are the presenter, beta. You can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Sorry, Shubham, the students are having certain questions.
No
Hello.
worries. I'm looking forward for the questions.
Yeah, Suryansh. Okay. Sahil, you can also ask the question if Suryansh is not able to do it. No problem. The students are saying where I can send the link that how AI can help us to protect endangered species.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Suryansh is here. Ma'am, Suryan.
Yeah, Suryansh. Yes, Suryansh, you can ask the question, beta.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Suryans.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, beta. Good evening. Please start.
Sir, actually, pardon, due to some error, I can't able to unmute myself. Ma'am, actually,
No worries. No worries.
sir, actually, my question is how we can use AI to protect endangered species.
Right.
Yes.
So there are several projects based on the same various category. What you can do is actually gathering the data set from the open source of a certain forest or certain area where government is providing the data. If not, you can just ask or email the team about the same that you need the data sets. And upon the data sets, you have to understand, go through the manipulation of data analytics followed by data science. Now, allow me to explain this thing. Why data analytics? Because when you are using the data sets, it gives you the calculations of what it was the number of that particular uh, animal in the past year and what is this in the second year or is in the present year. Now, this
Yo.
data is not so efficient to give you the answer. What you have to understand is you have to collect the data from the very at least 10 years back around the area. And in that process, you're going to use the data science algorithms to understand the graph, to understand the trend of that particular species. And from that graph or the species, based upon your prediction, you can understand, and data science will give you the answer that the species or the number of animals are going downwards. Downwards means, the number of counts itself, or it's increasing. Using certain machine learning algorithms, what you can do after followed by data science, you can use certain algorithms, use the data science in training set, use certain methods, how the past things have been saved, and thus you can contribute to how if certain species are left or slowing down or getting endangered, what is the most possible way to save them. That is one of a kind recommendation system that you're building for your own self. It's not just about finding the which species are the list, that questions in the data science end only, but you're building a system in how they can itself be saved from the particular region or area, and thus the complements of an AI.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate. Any other questions, please?
So, what can the threats while we can use these AI applications? What kind of what kind of threats we can face. I mean, for the risk management, if we really wanted to work on, because we are completely on the cyber. So we might be facing certain issues because the students of the first year really wanted to know. They're excited to use the AI applications, but wanted to know what kind of threats they can face.
Correct. Uh, each and everything in this world that I've been using, be it a mobile phone or be it a cell phone, be it any wire, be it any bat, be it anything, etc., and etc., has both a positive and a negative impact. And thus comes to the same as AI. AI is very much, to be honest, it's a very great tool, but it does have a negative things also, which I need to cover here. The threats that you will be covering in which AI is the very first and the foremost things in which you might be hitting a back or a bad back, to be honest, is gathering the data sets. Because all over your recommendation system or modularity or even your algorithms are going to work on what? Your datas. And if the data is wrong, your whole plan from very starting till the end, it's not just a waste of time, but a waste of your interest time also. So the very first thing, if your journey is towards, is very careful. That's the reason why most of the data scientists or AI engineer practitioners or AI engineers spends their at least 30% of the time in cleaning the data. If the data is correct or not, if the data is beneficial or the data is even relevant. For an example, someone just asked me a few moments ago, endangered species topic it was. If I want to find the number of elephants are getting endangered in certain region or any other animal, what if I don't get the data set for the animal of elephant? What if I get the data set of a tiger? So your whole planning goes into break thing. So first thing, first thread, you have to get the data set or clean the data set if needed or even filter it. Second thing, you have to get at least understanding of data algorithms, be it anything, machine learning, data science, analyzing, or anything that you're building, right? So until and unless you don't have that understanding, at least a theory understanding of why you should do that algorithms and why should not. For an example, if you want to predict a student's marks, you're going for linear regression. And there is another certain type of algorithm which actually makes things faster than linear regression. The question over here is, both are correct. Why should I search for them? Well, there might be certain algorithms which computes fast for large data and certain less. And that's the beauty of the thing of every algorithm. You have to understand the requirements. Second, efficiency. Third, working time. And I think that would be great. So second is algorithm understanding. And the third is the objective. Very important thing, your objective. Without objective of your whatever things you want to make out of the system, you can't decide your algorithms, you can't decide your machine learning patterns, you can't decide whatever things you want to implement in your code. Third thing is a threat. I think I have personally faced myself when I was just starting into this journey. Objective. You have to understand what thing you want to bring from the data sets, and that's the process you will be following throughout the rest of the process. Without understanding, I think that answers the questions. Yeah. Thank you. So any more questions, please?
So
Nice. Thank you
where-
so much.
I would like
Sure.
to add to
So
Shubham. I would
yeah.
like to add to Shubham. So as Shubham said about objective, so I would take you to one example. Like I don't know how many of you have who know about the example that China created a AI that could vary the genome or the you can say the DNA. So that DNA was banned. So that machine was banned. So their objective was I don't know what was their objective, but it was very harmful for the humanity because they say that they can produce hundreds of Einsteins with that system. So if your objective is right, AI will never be I would say disastrous. AI is a machine. It's so I always say AI can never have what humans have. That is humanity. We understand emotions. So if a person is fearing that AI will take over my job or AI will be harmful, it will not take until and unless it develops something, I would say, like Chitti in robot. He had emotions, so that would be disastrous.
See,
Till then,
Rohit, I just wanted to interrupt. If you can see, the all first year students are here. Dolby, I have used the same example in my class also in during the AI lecture. You know, sir, whenever we are teaching, no, Shubham, the same things you were telling here.
Yes, ma'am.
We are giving the live examples to them because AI is exactly the same thing. It is trying to read the human brain and it is behaving like that only. But I always told to my students not to believe on all these things, facts, because yes, absolutely, you on it. So this is the, guys, we are actually AI is trying to control it. I have given the example of LG, that refrigerator also, which is telling you that which is the rotten vegetable over there, and we are fully going to depend on these machines. So same thing. I would love to see your notes also, Shubham. That Mr. Rohit already told us that you are a good author. We will cite your uh, research work also. So, guys, any questions? I hope. Thank you
Okay,
so
so
much.
should I just start with the practical now?
Yes, we can. We can start.
Perfect, perfect.
Ah. Guys, be careful because you have a AI lab also. It is going to help you.
Please give me a nod if my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
Right, right. Thank you, thank you. So just told you about a few moments earlier that I'll be showing you one of the applications of AI, that is image recognition system or a face recognition system, to be very honest and very direct. Let's just see what I'm going to do here. So in this image, you can see there are people here. So they might be using certain, like office work or etc., or enjoying time together. So in this picture, what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to recognize their faces. I have to make my system understand what are faces and what are not hands and what are not books, etc. and etc. At the end of this session, or at the end of this practical session, what I'm trying to make you understand is I'm going to recognize the faces, only the faces. And that's could be used as an attendance system, or that could be used as security things to understand, to learn faces of different people, or to find some or build some database out of those things, right? So yeah, let's just see. So if you're a beginner in Python, or if you're a beginner in AI or etc. and etc., so let me just teach you or make you understand from very basics, and that's going to help you out. So the first thing I'm going to talk about this compiler. What is this? This is Visual Studio Code. And what I'm using here, it is a Jupyter Notebook extension. You can get various extensions on Visual Studio, right? Just clicking over here. That would be great. Any languages you want, it got here. Anyway, the first thing what I did, I'm going to train my model into certain, I'm going to test it also into certain, like picture, whatever picture I need. And that's the reason I use this picture. I inserted the folder, and the second thing that I'm going to do over here is importing certain libraries. Here I am using the CV2. How I'm importing here, just write import CV2. First thing, it is important for you to understand that whatever you're using, you have to understand that you have to install the libraries first before doing. How you're going to do, with if you have any sorts of, like in the machine Python, the simple thing that you're going to use is just you have to write pip install and followed by like whatever you think. So for this thing I've used the OpenCV. So in this way you can install it. Since I have already installed in my machine, that's the reason I'm not installing over here. You have to open a command prompt with admin permissions and you have to run the command, and that's it, making sure you first have Python installed. So I have imported the library over here. The second thing, I have to load the image. So I have named a variable as load image.jpg because I have renamed my image as image.jpg over here. And the third thing that I'm going to do is passing this image into the library or running into the library itself. So it is here, image, here it is a variable, cv2 is actually this library, dot I'm ready the function where it enables machine to learn or to read the picture or to accept the picture from the picture we wanted. So passing the load over here. So this load over here, I think you have understood. So what I did, imported the library. Second thing I have done over here is loading the image. Third is putting the image into the library itself. So here it is, cv2.imread load. Third thing that you have to understand is I'm going to, training the model in such a way that it makes a classifier, face classifier. How did I do that? So I'm going to over here spatial. This is the keyword that I used over here. Again, calling that library cv2.cascade classifier. It classifies certain things based on the parameters delivered later inside the brackets, inside these brackets. So cascade classifier. What I'm asking the cascade classifier to again include the library, asking the data to classify frontal, face. So it's an inbuilt thing that you have to just call it itself. So here it is. The very important thing is here you have, because each and everything has a different color, you have to change into a grayscale. So it becomes easy for machine to understand with respect to any color, because you're converting into grayscale to categorize things. Excuse me. So this is the grayscale over here. And this cv2 dot color, it actually converts into the grayscale. And the third is I'm going to detect the faces. Now the variable here, it is faces, facial dot detect multiscale. That is, I'm using a command over here that detect faces. How it is? It is facial dot detect multiscale. I'm passing this grayscale over here and asking them to build a rectangle itself. Next is building a face rectangle. It is very easy, or it is very XYZ, take it a variable. In faces, you just ask the library build a rectangle from where the image X and Y, and this is going to give you a rectangle piece. Like it is building a face rectangle. And the last thing that I'm doing, and that's the beauty of the thing, it's so much less of a code. You build a model, and I'm going to show you the output also of this model also. It is, you're asking the machine that to show the image, and asking the machine also to wait until I see the image. Excuse me. So I'm asking over here cv.im show what image, and passing that image, and cv2 dot wait key is asking the machine to wait for a certain time. So let me just get a compilation over here. Can anybody see the output? Please do let me know if the output is visible to you. Can anybody just get me a confirmation?
Shubham, your output is not visible. It's your
Not visible.
VS Code.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Right.
Yes, it's visible now.
Right. Thank you for the confirmation. So here it is. After modulating each and everything, here what it enables that there are so many other people, one, two, three, four, five of the people, it actually understanding these faces, that this is the face, that is a different part of the body, and that's how the machine is using its ability to understand faces. One of the most proficient way to understand what is a face recognition system. Under face, you can build certain types such as security things, certain attendance systems, or etc. One of the best beneficial things of learning Python is building your model into crisp, short, and on spot. So here it is. I think you guys have learned about it. I'd be happy if you still do have any sorts of questions. I think I've done it. So yep, I'm open for questions, please. Yep. Yes, please.
I think Shubham, they must be trying on hands-on. Then they will be able to ask something. They were not ready for that because it's better when we will be interacting in the next series. So they will be, download it and on the online compiler they can work on it. So right now, so they are just interesting to know and they're
No,
happy to see.
it is. I do really appreciate the university and also the management, also the teachers, for enabling that fire in the students to be
Yeah,
that
they
future workforce. I really do appreciate, and I really appreciate the students also because understanding your niche information is really what makes you stand apart from different students. Do appreciate everything, everyone, and I think that yes, I'm looking forward for some questions. If you do have, love it. If still, no worries at all.
I already asked them. I think because they came at 5 to their homes. No, after that they are on it.
Right, right,
So
right. No worries, no
yeah,
worries.
definitely we'll be in touch with you. Soon we will be having again one more series with you as it's already on.
Sure, sure, sure.
So
Looking forward to it.
I hope for the today. Yeah, Rohitji, over to you.
Thank you all, and it was a great session. Like there was people who were still sitting for 1 hour after their college. So great. I really appreciate the students and the management, especially Pallavi ma'am, for
Thank you.
making this happen. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shubham, for being there, and
Thank you,
Stephen,
Shubham. Thank
since
you
he's
so much.
not
Thank you,
there. But
students. Thank you,
Thank you so
students
much,
also.
everyone. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
yeah.
Bye. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Rohitji. Bye.